All right, I'm wearing the same shirt as I wore yesterday. I actually wore it and then I changed because my daughter told me she wanted to wear her shirt today. She has a tag day at school, which means they don't have to wear the uniform. So she said, wear your matching shirt tomorrow. So I saved it so we can match today because we're nerds. Um, I'm gonna post her outfit on Instagram, so follow me there. Fierce Christy Jade, I think it is. Look at my hair. I didn't brush my hair this morning. It took a while for me to get out of bed. I have to get up early, and I did not like it. Oh, I should put my eye cream on. I don't think I put it on. This is Shishido. How do you say it? Shiseido? I think you say Shishido, but this is my eye cream. I just put my regular stuff on. I'm gonna put this stuff on. Wrinkle smoothing eye cream. Put it all over my body. So good morning. Good morning. We're gonna chat. We're gonna talk a little about. We're gonna do a little Jesus calling. Why not? Felt good yesterday. Y'all were here for it, so we're gonna do it. We're going to do it. This stuff is really hydrating, and it almost has like a reflective aspect, you know, like a little sheen bounces the light off, so it's like a little highlight. I love it. I don't know if I feel like putting anything else on my face. I might just do mascara and lip gloss today because that's how I feel. An aluminum-free secret deodorant. You guys want to watch me do my deodorant? No, I'm not going to do that. I won't torture you. So, happy Friday. What are y'all doing this weekend? I actually don't know if I have plans, which is crazy. Like before COVID, I had plans for like every weekend months before. I was just such a planner. And then COVID obviously threw us all through a crazy loop, and I realize I kind of like not having plans like every second of my life, and I can kind of do what I feel like doing more in the moment. So I don't plan as much now. And I don't think I have any plans other than my daughter has her dance class. She's going to be in a fancy ballet with professional dancers. Isn't that magical? So that's very exciting. That is actually in April. So they have dress rehearsals from January through April, and then they have their show like the first weekend in April. So let's talk. JC's coming through today. Y'all need him again. And it's the 20th. I have a call. What time is it? Y'all, what time is it? Someone tell me what time it is. I have to do this quickly. I just realized that. I have a call. So, Jesus calling, approach this day with awareness of who is boss. As you make plans for the day, remember that it is I, Christy. No, it's not. It's Jesus. It's God. It's I who orchestrates the events of your life. On days when things go smoothly according to your plans, you may be unaware of my sovereign presence. That's true, right? When things are going good, we're like, look at this, it's working out, yeah. And then when things aren't going good, we're like, okay, where's God? What's happening? On days when your plans are thwarted, be on the lookout for me. Hello, what's up? It has been a minute. I need to put on some mascara for Michael. You big and famous now. Hold on. I gotta put the mascara on. How are you? What's going on? Are you working on something new? Update me. We should chat on Instagram. And I can be in your next movie. Actually, now, and I was going to say something mean. I was going to say as a homeless person, and that's not nice. I shouldn't talk that way. Anyway, we're talking about the load for a minute. It is essential at such times to stay in communication with me. Accepting my way is better than yours. It's like 90-90 boo-boo. God's up there. We will. Awesome. Yes, that's Insta chat because I feel like it might be hard here. You can write it here, but maybe we want to do our little chat because we're cool like that. Yeah, I'm so proud of you, by the way. Don't try to figure out what is happening. That's the thing. We always want to know the how. Mad busy with college and parties. Look at you, but also movie stuff. Yes, don't lose focus. Have fun. Be a kid. An adult kid, you know what I mean? To me, I'm 42. You're like, I think back of those days. I was like a kid. There's so much partying in college. Yes, enjoy it. Just don't get so trashed that you miss your classes. Look, my motherly advice now. don't get so trashed that you miss your classes and lose focus, because you've got a really good thing going. Like, you're one of those magical unicorns that finds your passion early, which we didn't all do that. Or we get off course or we get distracted. But you seem focused, so I'm not too worried. And God's got your back. He's talking to you right now. Don't try to figure out what's happening. Simply trust me and thank me in advance for the good thing. Sorry, I can't read today. The good that will come out of it all. I know the plans I have for you, and they are good. They say first year is the year to do it. I mean, I did it all the years. But I also really was, I actually did television production, was my major. As you probably know, or you know, I was at least doing that. I'm going to do a little under eye stuff, the mascara. I know you don't care. This is for people who care. Ilia is the brand. But I did electronic media and film for undergrad, and it was under the communications umbrella. And I produced shows, hosted shows, edited shows. Like, I was a control freak, so I took over everything. My cameraman quit. Do you know that story? That was... God bless Anthony. I had a cameraman, and I would take over because I was such a control freak. I'd be like, let me see. He wouldn't get the shot right, and I just wanted everything perfect. My course is both TV and film. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and I took both classes. I took like 2 film classes. I took analysis, some sort of analysis of film, and I got the only A on the like thesis part of it. It was so cool because he's like, I never give A's out, and he like, it was kind of embarrassing, but also like, I was like, I'm so embarrassed, but also was like, that's awesome, I'm badass. No, but I got a 98%, and he read it in front of the class and was like, I never give A's, y'all need to hear this. This is a breath of fresh air. Interdirectorial, yeah. Yeah, I don't, yeah, I either need to be like on camera because I love that. I just love communicating and obviously talking. Or, yes, directing. Yeah, I don't know how else to sugarcoat it. I can't say it in a nice way. I'm bossy. I'm a bossy bee. I'm going to put the Shape Tape up on my eyelid. Yeah, he said he never gave A's, and actually people avoided his class because of that. Like, when I signed up, someone was like, oh, drop that class. You got to get another teacher. Like, he is so hard. And we had 2 papers, and I got an A on the first paper. I think I still have them. I got it like a 92 on the first one, and I remember he came behind me. It was like one of those really big classes, the lecture hall type thing. And it was a night class, and he came up behind me, and he slid it to me, and he looks at me, and he's just like staring at me. I was like, yes. And he's like, you're a good writer. And I was like, thank you. And he was like, he said, don't tell anyone about your grade. It was Towson. It was called Towson University. I wish it was like Princeton, but no, it was Towson. And then the next one was the one he just exploded with joy. He wrote all over it, all this nice stuff. And then he told the whole world about it. I'm like, I thought it was our secret. And I was like, I felt like such a nerd because I was always like a class clown, TV presenter, anchor. You know, that's what I wanted to do. I did that in college. I was on the news, like I was an anchor on our news. I was a weather girl too. I have videos of me doing it. I'm like, welcome to Spotlight, da 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 da, and I'm like, oh, back to you, John. It was fun, and I could have done it. I could have gone that route, I'm sure, but I didn't have the confidence, like, right out of college. I was offered a producer role, but I was really stupid. Like a producer right out of college for ABC News. But I wanted to move back to DC, so I rejected the job. It was like for ABC News in my blonde days. Yeah, I had blonde short hair then. It was like this short and all like wild. ABC News, Baltimore is like, it's a huge station. And they literally offered me a producing job, making good money right out of school, But the whole fact it was a producer, not like assistant producer, not, PA. And I was like, I want to go back to DC. I'm going to find a job there. And the director who hired me, who I knew very well, I interned for her. She's like, Christy, I don't think you get this yet. You need to really consider this job for your career. And I was like, no, I'm going to go in DC. Like, sometimes at this age, I think you're smarter than I was at this age. But sometimes we're just like kind of selfish still and like, I want to do what I want to do, Is that a regret? I don't know. I don't like to have regrets because I feel like I wouldn't have been where I am today. And I do love what I'm doing. And so, yeah, when I moved back, I applied a bunch of the networks, the main networks. And DC is a good market, right? But it's very competitive, very hard to get into. But me and my best friend at the time met a guy that worked for NBC. He was wearing an NBC hat, and she's very forward and loud, and went up to him. We were in Blockbuster Video. And she went up, and she's like, hey, do you work there? And he was like, yeah. And she goes, my friend over there. I was like, oh my God. And I'm not shy, but it was like, job-wise, it's kind of weird. She's like, my friend over there, she needs a job. And he was like, so I came over, and he's like, here, give me your email. He's like, tell me a little bit about you. So I told him about myself, and I told him my resume, which was good. At that time, I was on public TV already, like as a producer, as a host, because Towson's channel was actually publicly broadcast. They had just changed the year I got there from a private, like just university show to, it was like a public channel. So it was cool. I could say I'm on channel 60, I was 61, I think. Channel 16 or 61, I forget which was which. I'm on channel 61 news, like as an anchor, as a producer, editor, camera woman, because I knock the camera out of people's hands and take it myself. I did a really fun like entertainment show we called Hotspots 21252, where we would go to different locations and film and interview. So I would host and interview people about the spots, like workers, people that like customers. We did like fashion shows. We did a fake game show. It was so fun. I really love that. So back to the guy at Blockbuster. So I gave him my resume. He got me an interview. I interviewed. I'll tell you what made me end that chapter. I know a couple things. And they hired me as a production assistant, but I did not take it again because I was stupid. Because it was like the late shift. It was, I don't remember if it was overnight or ended at like 2 a.m. or something. And I was like, no, I don't do that. I don't know why I thought I had a choice in this world right out of college. And it was only $12 an hour. It was a production assistant job. Can you imagine? I just got offered this like grand producer job. And then I come back home trying to find a job, and they're like $12 an hour overnight shift. And I'm like, well, no, I know I can get a producer job. Like, this is how I thought. It was crazy. I rejected it. No, I was dumb. I guess I had confidence. I must have had confidence, but not like in front of the camera. That's where I kind of like, which I really wanted to be in front of the camera. So anyway, I rejected that job. I took a job that paid pretty well in real estate while I was trying to find another job. Then I got a job at Discovery Channel. So that's, I think, I worked at Discovery Channel for several years, but that was, like behind the scenes stuff. I did a production assistant job and production coordinator, licensing, like all sorts of stuff at Discovery. And then another, like I just got kind of sucked into that world because that was my first job and I had fun. And I did send a tape to Trading Spaces for TLC because TLC worked for them, was like under their umbrella. So I'm trying to remember what happened with that. if I actually sent it. I thought I sent it. Maybe I didn't. But I know I made like a hosting video on my own. And I really wanted to go out to LA. So I was considering moving out there because I wanted to do on-screen. It was like not a lot of on-screen things in DC. So I was planning to go to LA. Then my mom and my brother, sorry, I'm going to throw you guys under the bus, guilt tripped me basically and said, you cannot move across the country. My brother had just had a baby and he was like, you cannot leave. You'll destroy this family. I mean, they really, made me cry. And like I was a bad human if I left here. So that I am resentful for. Sorry again, Mom. I love you, but that is something I'm pretty pissed that happened because I was young and impressionable and I thought that was the truth, like that I was a bad person if I did not stay here for my family. So I didn't go and I ended up being in production and it was, I had a lot of fun. I did enjoy it. I worked with great people. I always wanted to be on screen though. Always, that was my dream. So then what happened where I got out of TV altogether was it was very, the hours behind the scenes, hours can be insane. And I was getting older and I did want to have a family eventually. And I was like, this is so hard. I was dating my now husband, but I couldn't even date because he'd be like, what day are you free? And I'd be like, I have no idea. I couldn't plan anything because I worked just crazy hours. So I'd call him at like 8:30 at night and be like, hey, I can hang out tonight starting at like 9:30, and he'd be like, okay. So we saw each other in bits. And then there's a story I cannot tell legally. I was at one establishment that was not okay. And I was making it known things were happening there that shouldn't happen. So therefore I got tricked in under duress signing paperwork that I should not have signed. Basically shooting myself in the foot that I could not legally take any action. So when I was out of that job, I could have found another job, but I was really like pissed off at that whole situation. And I was getting older and wanting to start a family. I was like, maybe I need to do something more conducive to that. So I had always loved kids. So I went into teaching and, I loved it. I loved it. And I just love kids. And I was able to date my husband and actually see him, which was nice. So that's kind of where that track went. And then we adopted my daughter and blah, blah, blah. So I still love TV. I would do what I did before, but I would love, like on camera is just like my jam. That I love. I feel like I'm naturally very comfortable on camera. I always have been naturally comfortable talking to people. Like when I would interview people, I wasn't nervous or whatever. I was like very excited to be communicating with people and sharing whatever we're talking about with the world. So I'm just a sharer. I'm an oversharer, right? So that is a good fit for me, sharing anything on any sort of like platform. So that's the story. That's how I got where I am today. Well, that isn't that's how I got out of television production, which it was an amazing chapter. I never closed doors on anything. I feel like God surprises me all the time in my life. So will I end up in television again? Maybe. Not with this hair. I gotta brush my hair. I'm actually getting my hair done. Look, the gray's coming through. It kind of looks like blonde though. I am getting my hair done next week because the roots are coming in. The roots. Should I change it? I know Michael liked the blonde. The blonde is so hard to keep up. It's expensive. Anyway, so that is the story. I need a lippy, and then I gotta go because I got a call. Let's just do a little. Oh, I forgot. It's a little dark. Oh, that's good. There we go. Okay, that's my story. So it's just story time with Christy. Michael, thank you for asking. We had a little Jesus in there. And have a beautiful day, and bless you.